Murderous intent enveloped the Hansui tribe silently. This weak race has no idea that death has come. 100,000 years ago, this race was also very powerful. The race went to the other side, and a saint almost appeared. At that time, they united with other races and entered the human star field together. They slaughtered the human race, no matter ordinary people or cultivators, no matter whether they were infants, women or children, no one was spared. At that time, the population density of the human race was unknown to be much higher than that of the Hansui tribe. Planets were destroyed one after another, and countless human races were killed. The hatred between them has reached the point where it is impossible to fill the sea of blood. Lin Moyu's heart was cold and merciless. In his eyes, what he did was just to cut off cause and effect. The Great World once invaded the world of Hansui tribe and plundered the origin of that world. This was the original cause. However, the powerful world at that time did not destroy the Hansui 620th clan, but gave them a living space. In the countless years that followed, the Great World protected the Hansui tribe from the invasion of other powerful worlds. It's hard to tell what's right or wrong, but the Hansui tribe is so weak that they won't understand this. They don't even have a saint, they are like ants in the sea of boundaries. As for the big world where the strong exists, it is willing to give a living space to an ant, and it is really impossible to talk about right and wrong. Under the protection of the big world, the Hansui tribe's life became stable, and strong men began to appear in the tribe. At the strongest point, several supremes appeared in the tribe. However, the cause that was sown also produced the consequences later. When the Black Blood realm invaded, all the tribes rebelled, and the Water tribe also joined in. At that time, the human race suppressed the rebellion, and the strong men of the Hansui tribe were once again killed and injured. Although the ants who are originally weak resist the strong, they often end up being strangled. Fortunately, they still survived tenaciously. When the ancient times ended and Tianzuan left the world, they still existed. Moreover, the rebellions of various ethnic groups have not ended, and the war continues. Although the human race was severely damaged at that time, it was still not weak and still had the upper hand in the war. Tianzuan left, the Supreme One died in battle, and the human race could no longer suppress all races as before. This was the case until 100,000 years ago, when various ethnic groups formed an alliance and invaded the hinterland of the human race. The human race was killed to the last bit and suffered heavy casualties and almost wiped out the entire race. This is the cause that was sown, and it bore the second fruit, the real bitter fruit. The human race tasted the bitter pill. At the last moment, Xiao Zhantian appeared from the sky and saved the human race from the edge of death. Xiao Zhantian probably didn't understand the reality and the cause and effect back then. I don't know why he finally stopped. If he understood cause and effect and could see things from ancient times clearly, he might not have stopped. Lin Moyu doesn't know why Xiao Zhantian finally stopped, but there must be his reasons. But that is no longer important. For many people, 100,000 years is too long. There is no need to chase Kuan anymore because of the reasons that happened 100,000 years ago. Now, Lin Moyu only knows that he has to cut off this cause and effect with his own hands and end it completely. For the sake of the world, for the human race, and even more for myself. The cause and effect of that year will soon be broken. The hell of bones filled the starry sky. Under the shroud of hell and the triple space blockade, no one in the Hansui tribe could escape, and not even a single message could be sent out. The other Hansui people had no idea what was happening here. Lin Moyu transformed into the god of death and came to die. Galaxy after galaxy disappeared, and the starry sky of Hansui tribe became increasingly empty. The Hansui tribe has a total of 99 galaxies, which is even fewer than the Blue Crane tribe. When Lin Moyu used the Bone Hell to destroy the 58th galaxy, the Bone Hell finally reached its limit and promotion occurred. Lin Moyu stopped temporarily and waited quietly for the promotion to the Bone Hell to be completed. He could not remember exactly how many cultivators the Bone Hell had swallowed, but he knew that the number of high-level cultivators swallowed by the Bone Hell was not many. Basically, it is filled up by quantity. The skeleton hell has now been promoted from the 7th level to the 8th level. After that, the promotion will become more and more difficult. Each time you advance to a higher level, the requirements will increase exponentially. But Lin Moyu is not worried. There are many enemies and there is no shortage of nutrients in the bone hell. The hell of bones is boiling in the starry sky, the flames of hell are getting stronger and stronger, and there are seas of boiling fire everywhere in hell. The river of hellfire became more turbulent, with blood flowing in the river and flames burning on the sea. The evil spirits from hell jumped into the river of hellfire one after another, bathed in blood and endured the burning of the flames. They roared and roared, becoming stronger and stronger, and their numbers increased. The starry sky is distorted by their roars, and the hell of bones seems to be turning from illusion into reality and truly coming to the real world. Lin Moyu vaguely saw a terrifying door. The door opened a gap, and the eerie atmosphere was flowing out from the gap. Door of Hell. Lin Moyu looked at it and thought of the origin of the skeleton hell spell. The bone hell is connected to the real hell, and its power also comes from the real hell. And behind this gate is the real hell. It has never appeared before, but it was shown to Lin Moyu for the first time. Just looking at this gate, Lin Moyu felt how terrifying it was, and could imagine how terrifying the real world of hell must be. Feeling the breath from the hell world, Lin Moyu whispered softly, "Is the hell world the other side of the big world?" With his current level of knowledge, he can already make some judgments and guesses. There are two sides of reality and fiction in any matter, and the same is true in the big world. The big world he usually lives in is the real side. And hell is the virtual side of the big world. The essence of the bone hell is the power of the void in the big world. Lin Moyu has some understanding. He knows that when the gate of hell truly opens and the power of the void fully descends, the hell of bones may become a real hell, with life and death in the palm of your hand. However, purely imaginary power will not work. All affairs must be relative to reality, even the smallest grain of sand. Naturally, the skeleton hell cannot be purely a virtual force. Lin Moyu was so lucky that he reached out to wield the law. The galaxy of immortal laws emerged at his feet, along with the two laws of time and space. The Starlight Law Galaxy has always existed, and the Starlight refining method has never stopped. The four laws of the galaxy emerged at the same time, and Lin Moyu wanted to add a touch of real 2.4 power to the skeleton land. Lin Moyu first used the Starlight Law. The Law of Starlight is the most peaceful and the easiest to integrate. The Starlight Law sprinkled down on the skeleton hell, and the moment the starlight entered, the hell's destruction river boiled violently. The starlight was like water poured into a pan of oil, causing a violent reaction immediately. Countless fires exploded, blood rolled up in huge waves, and the entire hell river of fire roared. The hell spirits in the river of fire roared at the same time, with discomfort in their roars. Lin Moyu immediately stopped the starlight, and he realized that the Starlight Law could not be integrated into his ministers. If even the most righteous and peaceful law of starlight fails, then there is no need to try the two laws of time and space. After all, my level of control over these two laws is still too low. I don't have a complete grasp of them, so I can't integrate them. Lin Moyu was not reconciled and began to try to incorporate the law of immortality into it. The law of immortality, as Lin Moyu's natal law, is the earliest law to master and is similar to talent. As his realm continues to improve, Lin Moyu's control over the law of immortality is getting higher and higher. The power and practicality of the immortal law have never failed Lin Moyu. Even when fighting across borders, the law of immortality can still play an amazing role. Lin Moyu skillfully spread the law of immortality into the bone hell. The reaction in the bone hell this time was not as intense as before. Although it was a bit uncomfortable, it was still within the acceptable range. There's a show. Lin Moyu adjusts the rules to adapt to the Hell of Bones. As a member of the White Star Magic, the Bone Hell can originally carry the law of immortality. What can be carried is just carrying. Unlike now, Lin Moyu wants to integrate the law of immortality and magic. Originally, the laws were only on the surface of the spells, but now Lin Moyu wants to put the laws into the spells. The concept is completely different. My spells and my laws must all be controlled by me. Lin Moyu has a hint of domineering, and naturally he must have complete control over his own things. Under the control of Lin Mo's 17 words, the law of immortality finally penetrated. The Bone Hell seems to have accepted the law, and the two sides began to merge. The law of immortality is divided into two parts in the Skeleton Hell, and the power of death merges into the river of hellfire, blending with the evil spirits of hell in the river of fire, making the evil spirits of hell stronger. The power of life is integrated into the river of fire, blending with Xianwei. This blood comes from countless alien creatures, and the blood seems to contain a trace of vitality that has not been exhausted. Stimulated by the power of life, the last vitality is activated and begins to bloom. On both sides of the Hellfire River, flowers appeared unexpectedly. Each of the purple flowers is taller than a person. The petals are densely covered with bloodshot eyes, but they also emit blue light, which is extremely charming. This is the flower of the other side. Lin Moyu suddenly remembered a legend. Legend has it that in hell, a flower called the other side blooms. Flower names are similar to the other side of the world, but they are not the other side of the world. The realm of the other shore represents strength, power, and infinite vitality. The other side of the flower represents death, gloom, terror, and despair. At the moment when the other shore flower bloomed, Lin Moyu felt that the hell of bones became more real. The looming door to hell seems to be opening a little more, and more power is pouring out. Hell is empty, the law sells it. Promotion. Lin Moyu spoke loudly, his voice was like a law, and his words followed the law. The skeleton hell began to officially advance with the roar, and its scope continued to expand, increasing hundreds of times, covering tens of billions of kilometers of starry sky. Just by being promoted from the 7th level to the 8th level, the range can be expanded 100 times. Even the master Lin Moyu was shocked by this increase. However, if he thought about it carefully, he would understand that the original increase should not be so large, mainly because of himself. The intervention of the law of immortality gives the skeleton hell both virtual and real characteristics. In a sense, the skeleton hell becomes more perfect. Therefore, a qualitative change was triggered, causing the hell of bones to expand 100 times in an instant. Originally, the skeleton hell could only cover some smaller galaxies. For larger galaxies, Lin Moyu often chose to cover the main living planets, allowing the skeleton hell and the undead army to cooperate. From now on, the cooperation of the undead army is no longer needed. The skeleton hell, with a range of tens of billions of kilometers, can almost completely cover most of the galaxies in the big world. Lin Moyu strengthened the law of immortality, the law galaxy surged, and a large number of immortal laws poured into the skeleton hell from the law galaxy. The two forces are merging. After the hell of bones expanded, the flames of hell became more fierce, and the river of hellfire became wider and wider, transforming into an endless Yangtze River. At both ends of the river bank, the blossoming purple flowers with blue light and bloodshot eyes are in full bloom, which makes people feel frightened when they look at them. The evil spirits in hell are getting stronger and stronger, quickly breaking through the 7th level of the gods and entering the 8th level of the gods. Their power becomes stronger and increases. The original 10 million hellish evil spirits increased by 10 times to hundreds of millions. The effect is good. Lin Moyu was extremely satisfied with the changes in the Bone Hell. He didn't expect that he had a sudden idea to incorporate laws into the Bone Hell, and the effect was so good. The promotion to the Bone Hell lasted for 3 days before it ended. The gates of hell gradually disappeared and the law of immortality stopped being instilled. From this moment on, the Bone Hell is not only connected to the real hell, but also connected to Lin Moyu's law of immortality. Lin Moyu sensed the changes brought about by the Bone Hell. This is my first spell that blends reality and reality. Let's go and see the effect. Lin Moyu couldn't wait, put away the hell of bones, and flew towards the nearest galaxy. He flashed in the starry sky step by step, and in a very short period of time, he traveled nearly 10 billion kilometers and arrived in front of a galaxy. This galaxy is composed of 2 life stars, 7 resource stars, plus 1 huge star with a diameter of more than 6 billion kilometers. If it were placed before, Lin Moyu would have caused the hell of bones to cover the 2 life stars, and at the same time dispatch an army of undead to surround the entire galaxy. Under the triple blockade of the formation, Lin Moyu can guarantee that no news will get out. Everything went smoothly before. Now it has become smoother. After the promotion of the Bone Hell, even the undead army was saved. 2 array discs flew out, located on the left and right of Lin Moyu, and were subsequently activated. The space was immediately blocked and communication methods failed. The Hansui tribe god who was guarding the galaxy suddenly felt the reaction and rushed out immediately. The galaxy is sparkling, and the protective formation is activated naturally. Lin Moyu pointed his finger casually, and the hell of bones emerged, covering the entire galaxy in an instant. The protective formation 937 was shattered on the spot, screams rang out the next second, and several gods of the Hansui tribe died on the spot. Their realm is not high. Among the 6 gods, the strongest one is only a high-level god. The other 5 are only the 3rd and 5th levels of gods. Even the high-level gods couldn't last a second. Before the evil spirits from hell took action, the flames of hell alone had already burned him to death. Their death was very strange. They were obviously burned to death by the flames of hell, but it was like ice and snow melting in their blood. They all fell into the river of hellfire and became the nourishment of the river of hellfire. Very strong. Lin Moyu saw it and said to himself, "The high-level gods can't even block the flames of hell." From this, it can be seen that the hell of bones is many times more powerful than before. Not only is the scope larger, it is also more brutal. Hundreds of millions of evil spirits from hell are sweeping across the galaxy like a storm. After a gust of wind, there was no more life in the galaxy, and the 2 life stars became extremely silent. No one from the Hansui tribe was left alive, and even the insects above were completely burned to death. All plants were turned into nutrients under the burning fire of hell, and all became food for the hell of bones. If it weren't for Lin Moyu's order, the bone hell would not even spare the planet. We really welcome everyone, and we are not picky about food at all times. Lin Moyu smiled, took out the containment array, and packed the entire galaxy. As soon as he was promoted to the Bone Hell, Lin Moyu's plan became simpler. The human race was once the master of the big world and had an intelligence system that foreigners didn't understand at all. This intelligence system is controlled by Fu Xingzuan. There is no other reason. The main reason is to drive this system, which requires a large number of talisman masters to drive it through the talisman array. Among the current human race, Fu Xingzuan is the most suitable candidate. The human race's intelligence system spreads across all star fields. Although the intelligence system has been partially destroyed in the past 100,000 years, it can still play a huge role. In the territory of the big world, as long as there is a slight movement or big event, basically it can't be hidden from Xingzuan Fu. After receiving the report from his subordinates, Saint Fu rushed to the central temple immediately and said urgently to Saint Tian and Saint Hao, "I just got the news that the Hansui tribe's galaxy is disappearing rapidly." Tian Xingzuan was stunned for a moment, then immediately realized something. "Is it my little friend?" Xingzuan Fu shook his head. "I'm not completely sure, but it's probably him. The Hansui tribe is too far away, and we can get very little information." Saint Hao gently patted the table and chair. "It should be Xiao Yulin. Xiao Wu, what do you think?" Next to Wu Xingzuan, Xiao Wu was squatting on the ground playing with something, as if it was a newly acquired toy. Xiao Wu's eyes were extremely clear. The master has indeed returned. Xiao Wu can feel the approximate location of the master. Xiao Wu and Lin Moyu have a very strong sense of resonance. Ever since Lin Moyu returned to the outside world, Xiao Yuan has sensed Lin Moyu. With a thought, Wu Xingzuan unfolded a star map out of thin air. Xiao Wu, give me a rough indication of Xiao Yulin's position. The star map changed from vertical to horizontal, directly covering Xiaoling. Xiao Wu sensed it carefully, and then pointed in a direction in the starry sky. It's almost here. Looking at the location pointed by Xiao Wu, Wu Xingzuan smiled and said, I'll say that's it. The location Xiao Wu pointed to happened to be the star field where Han Sui tribe was located. After Xiao Wu's correction, I can be absolutely sure that Lin Moyu did what happened to Shui tribe. At the same time, it can also be made clear that Lin Moyu did what happened to the Qinghe clan. At this time, they did nothing wrong by releasing the news about the Ghost Clan. Saint Hao asked, Holy Fu, based on the current situation of the Han Sui tribe, how long do you think the Shui tribe will disappear completely? Fu Xingzuan said, 2/3 of the Han Sui tribe has disappeared now, and it will be almost another month. Saint Hao said, well, we will release the news in a month and say that we have found traces of the Ghost Clan. But let's not say where it was found. Anyway, all the major races know that our human race has surveillance objects left over from ancient times, so let them guess. Saint Hao planned to blame the Han Sui tribe on the Ghost tribe in order to delay Lin Moyu's discovery as much as possible. Saint Fu and Saint Tian also agreed with Saint Hao's statement. Saint Fu said, I will continue to monitor and confirm that Lin Xiaoyu has left the Han Sui tribe before releasing the news. It's a pity that part of that formation was destroyed, otherwise the entire world would be under our surveillance. Tian Qingzun said, Lin Xiaoyu has now received the inheritance of the holy talisman Tianzuan. Given time, maybe Lin can repair the ancient formation. Fu Xingzuan also smiled and said, I also hope that one day. Xiao Wu suddenly interrupted, Master can definitely do it. Master is so lucky. His words made the three of them laugh. Wu Xingzuan especially liked Xiao Wu and treated her as his own daughter, taking her with him wherever he went. Saint Hao said with a smile, I don't know how Xiao Yu Lin did it. He wiped out a race silently. This method. Wow, it's really amazing. Tian Qingzuan nodded, even the galaxy is gone, the method is indeed extraordinary. They were very curious about Lin Moyu's methods and wanted to wait for Lin Moyu to come back and ask. 26 days later, Lin Moyu defeated the Han Sui tribe. All the galaxies of the Han Sui tribe were wiped out, except for the Han Sui tribe who were not in the clan, no one was left. From then on, the Han Sui tribe was eliminated from the big world, and there were only 2 or 3 kittens left, some and no kittens. After wiping out the Han Shui tribe, Lin Moyu quickly entered the battleship, dived into deep space, and disappeared without a trace. The Han Sui tribe is gone, and the original star field is empty and has become a barren land. Lin Moyu did not leave any traces. The hell of bones swallowed everything, even his own breath, and nothing could be detected. Not long after Lin Moyu left, an invisible aura came to him. The breath comes from the runes of the big world and ignores the obstacles of deep space. Lin Moyu felt a lightness in his body, and he knew that this lightness actually came from the runes of the big world. Because another section was destroyed, the pressure on the runes of the big world was slightly reduced. Lin Moyu could faintly feel the joy of the great world rune, and even he felt relaxed. At this moment, he felt the same as the world. As the aura of the big world runes becomes stronger and stronger, the reward finally arrives. Lin Moyu naturally entered the state of enlightenment again. 1 second before entering the state of enlightenment, Lin Moyu summoned the 2 laws of time and space. The great world runes will provide targeted rewards based on the rules he is practicing. Lin Moyu has had one experience, and he will certainly not make a mistake the second time. In the state of enlightenment, various truths about the 2 laws are constantly pouring into the soul. His control over the laws is also gradually improving, and it is much faster than comprehending and practicing on his own. On the 8th day after Lin Moyu left the Han Sui tribe, news came from the human race. Traces of the Ghost tribe were found, and it was confirmed that the Ghost tribe was still in the territory. The news spread very quickly. In just 2 or 3 days, it spread throughout all ethnic groups inside and outside the country. All races know that the human race has a large formation left over from ancient times. It is difficult to hide what happens in the big world from the human race. This is an advantage that the human race has had since ancient times, so it is not surprising for all races that they can find traces of the ghost race. The legendary ghost tribe appears again in the domain, causing all tribes to worry. However, the human race did not release more accurate news, nor did they explain where the ghost race appeared. The various tribes began to search worriedly, but soon discovered that the Hansui tribe was gone. When the powerful tribesmen came to Hansui tribe's territory, they were all shocked and speechless. The Hansui tribe, like the Qinghe tribe, just disappeared like this, King Nuo's, leaving no trace behind and completely disappearing. This time the Abyss Demon Lord also came. He checked the entire star field and found nothing, not even the slightest trace. Several saints from the other shore who came with him were like this, and they found nothing. The Blood Ox Holy Lord asked, could it be done by the human race? The Abyss Demon Lord shook his head. No, we have been fighting against the human race and know their actions well. And the news that can silence a race cannot be accomplished by one person. It requires a large team of people. Holy Blood Oxen, think about it, if it were you, would you be able to do it? Holy Blood Oxen shook his head. It can't be done. 11. He really couldn't do it. With his ability, it would not be difficult to destroy the Shui tribe. But if he wanted to wipe out the entire Hansui clan silently and without leaving any trace, he couldn't do it. When they couldn't find any reason, they had to believe that this was what the ghost tribe did. All tribes began to guard against the ghost tribe and continued to strengthen their vigilance. The demon clan began to set up barriers. Apart from the human race's formation, the demon clan's barrier was already considered the most complete form of defense. The Hanbu clan had been protected by the barrier before, but unfortunately they were still silently obliterated by the ghost clan. All ethnic groups were in panic, and the newly formed alliance of hundreds of ethnic groups began to waver. In order to stabilize the alliance, the demon clan began to strengthen the boundaries for each clan. At the same time, the demon clan also requires all clans to search for ancient information and find as much information as possible related to the ghost clan. 100,000 years ago, various races robbed many things from the human race, including some records from ancient times. As long as you look carefully, you may be able to find clues. Although the demons had made a promise, the alliance of hundreds of clans' attacks on the human race were still unstoppable and became scattered. The various ethnic groups have no intention of fighting and are only seeking to protect themselves for the time being. Lin Moyu sat in the battleship and practiced with his eyes closed. The aura of enlightenment on his body had long since dissipated. This time, the enlightenment lasted for 2 days, twice as long as before. The Great World Runes rewarded him more than before, and Lin Moyu also received more benefits. The control of both the laws of time and space has increased from 20% to 22%. It seems that there is not much progress, but Lin Moyu knows how difficult it is to practice these two laws. Especially the law of time is much more difficult than the law of space. Most of the enlightenment time is spent on the law of time, and a small part is used on the law of space. Lin Moyu wants to make the two laws go hand in hand and always maintain a state of fusion. The two laws each increase by 2%. Without the help of the state of enlightenment, it will take at least decades. It only took 2 days now, which can be considered very fast. After enlightenment, Lin Moyu began to integrate the two laws. With the previous foundation, the fusion of rules was successfully completed. The power of time and space flows through his body, and the time belonging to Lin Moyu speeds up and slows down, constantly changing. From the outside, Lin Moyu seems to be separated from this world. When the power of time and space is pushed to its extreme, Lin Moyu seems not to exist in this world. As the initiator, Lin Moyu also vaguely feels this way. For a moment, he seemed to be looking at the world from another perspective. This feeling is very strange. He seems to be standing at the highest point of the world and can see many things that were impossible to see before. But that feeling only lasted for a moment, not even 0.01 seconds. If Lin Moyu's soul hadn't been sharp enough, he wouldn't have been able to feel it at all. After completing the fusion of laws, Lin Moyu stopped practicing. He felt himself and said to himself, "My idea is right. If you help the Great World Rune to cut off the cause and effect, you can get the rewards of the Great World Rune and enter enlightenment. With the help of the state of enlightenment, I can practice as quickly as possible, but this method also has shortcomings. If you enter enlightenment multiple times, it seems that the effect of enlightenment will be reduced. After entering enlightenment, a trace of enlightenment will be left on the body, and this breath will affect the next enlightenment. The aura of enlightenment dissipates very slowly, it takes time. But now, I should be able to enter enlightenment again, and then I will have to rest for a while. Go back to the human star domain first and tell the Holy Lord about this matter so that they can be prepared." Lin Moyu controlled the battleship and flew towards the human star field. At this moment, various races have gone to war with the human race, and many routes to the human race star field are blocked, even from deep space. Lin Moyu searched all the way and finally found an unblocked road through the induction of space laws. Flying from the dark void between the Azure Dragon Star territory and the Vermilion Bird Star territory, the only drawback is that the dark void is affected by the power of the Black Blood Realm, and the entire space is relatively chaotic. There are countless starry sky beasts in the dark void, and they will also encounter the invasion of the power of the Black Blood World. Occasionally, they will encounter space cracks. There are also space riots in the deep and healthy space. Most people don't like the dark void, except for people like killing the Holy Lord who are like a fish in water. Lin Moyu didn't want to alarm the various ethnic groups for the time being, and didn't want them to know that he was outside, so he would rather choose a more difficult path. Unknowingly, Lin Moyu and several saints reached a consensus, bought, and became a rare tacit understanding. All races rummaged through boxes and cabinets, rifling through all the information they had stolen from the human race, and finally found some secret information. The data confirmed that the Ghost Tribe did exist, and what shocked them most was that the Ghost Tribe was actually created by an ancient deity. The Heavenly Lord was extremely mysterious, created the Ghost Tribe, and then left the Ghost Tribe and disappeared without a trace. The information is incomplete, but we only know that the Ghost Tribe has extremely terrifying combat power and can kill people invisible. Wherever they passed, there was no grass growing, which was indeed very similar to what happened to the Qinghe and Hanshui tribes. In addition, what shocked them the most was that Tianzuan could actually create races. The saints from all races gathered together again, and someone asked, "Demon Lord of the Abyss, do you know that Heavenly Lord can create races?" Among all races, the demon race has a long history, and a Heavenly Lord was born in the race. Among all races, there are very few races that have given birth to Tianzuan. There were a few in ancient times, but they were all wiped out by the human race. Very few races of Tianzuan have survived to this day. The Demon Clan is one of them, and the Golden Eagle Clan seems to have had one as well, but I'm not sure. The Demon Lord of the Abyss said, "Although our clan had a Heavenly Lord born in ancient times, that ancestor died in battle shortly after becoming a Heavenly Lord." His words disappointed everyone. Abyss Demon Lord continued, "However, the ancestors once left a few words, saying that there are differences between Tianzuan and Tianzuan. It is undeniable that the human race's Wu Zun is very strong. At that time, we were just lucky enough to give birth to Tianzuan, who was far inferior to the Tianzuan of the human race. As for whether Tianzuan can create races, we actually don't know." The Black Gold Saint of the Golden Eagle Clan said, "Indeed, the ancestors of my clan also said that the human race's Heavenly Lord was very powerful. If it hadn't been for the Black Blood Realm to contain the human race's Heavenly Lord, we would have been destroyed long ago." Everyone was speechless and didn't know what to do. Some people worry, the ancient human race's god is so powerful, and the race he created is equally terrifying. How should we deal with it? The Demon Lord of the Abyss chuckled sinisterly, "Don't worry too much. Although the Ghost Clan was created by the human race's Heavenly Lord, that god has long been gone. The Ghost Clan is also completely outside the control of the human race. Otherwise, why did the human race send out the Ghost Tribe 100,000 years ago? If the Ghost Tribe were really so terrifying, the human race would have ended up like this back then. The appearance of the Ghost Clan this time can only be regarded as an accident. Maybe next time he will go to the human clan, so we don't have to worry. His words reassured the powerful men of all races. In the ancestral land of the Bull Demon clan, the aura on the 1,000-meter-long Bull Demon statue is getting stronger at a steady and slow speed. The statue shimmered, and the Orangyo Holy Lord came to the statue again and asked in a very respectful tone, "Sir, can the Lord really create races?" After a moment, a voice came from the statue, "Can and can't." The statue of the Bull Demon is connected to an unknown existence, the one who can promise the supreme position and has amazing power. The Holy Orangyo can get many unexpected answers from his mouth. Yes and no. This answer puzzled the Monkey King. However, the unknown existence continued. There once were powerful gods in this great world. They were indeed capable of creating new species, but that was not the creation of life. The Orangyo Demon Lord still didn't understand. Is there any difference? In his opinion, there seems to be no difference between creating new species and creating life. You will understand when you reach that state. Are there any problems? Holy Orangyo felt that the other party seemed to be in a good mood today and spoke more politely than usual. Immediately seized the opportunity and continued to ask, "We have received news that the Heavenly Lord in the ancient times of the human race once created a race called ghosts. The Ghost Clan was used by the Heavenly Lord to deal with the enemy. Later, the Heavenly Lord disappeared, and the Ghost Clan also disappeared with it. But after millions of years, the Ghost Tribe appeared again. The Orangyo Holy Lord told what happened to the Green Crane Tribe and the Hansui Tribe recently, and the other side of the Bull Demon statue seemed to be deep in thought. The Orangyo Holy Lord waited patiently and did not rush. He knew that the other party must have heard it and was thinking about it. But being able to make the other party think about it for so long made the Orangyo Holy Lord feel excited, and he realized that the ghost race might not be ordinary. After a long time, the voice came from the statue again. "That is a powerful Tianzuan. It seems that he has come into contact with the Tao realm. The ghost race will be a very scary race." Holy Orangyo said, "Excuse me, sir, how should we defend ourselves?" The statue said, "If it is what I think, then there is no way to defend yourself. Not to mention you, even ordinary supreme beings will stay away when they see it. Under the supreme being, if you encounter the Ghost Tribe, you will definitely die." The Holy Orangyo took a breath of cold air. He never expected that the Ghost Tribe could be so terrifying. Thinking of the original intention of the Heavenly Lord in creating the Ghost Clan, it was to suppress the rebellion. If it is too weak, how to suppress it? You know, at that time, there were still some supreme beings from various races. The light on the statue changed and became dimmer than before. The Holy Orangyo knew that the other party's consciousness had left. He bowed slightly to the statue and then turned and left. While leaving, he sent a message to the Blood Bull Saint, telling him what he knew, and telling him to be careful and not to face the Ghost Clan head-on. This kind of terrifying race that even the Supremes would shy away from, naturally don't mess with them if you can. In the dark void, a point of light was traveling rapidly, at an astonishing speed. The space in the dark void is slightly chaotic, and space cracks often appear, making it inconvenient to use battleships. Lin Moyu abandoned the battleship and relied on the laws of space to travel through the dark void by himself. In terms of speed, Lin Moyu is faster and more flexible. The surrounding light had long been swallowed up, and Lin Moyu's whole body was shining with purple light, traveling through the endless void. Coming to the dark void for the second time, Lin Moyu's level of strength is different from before. Lin Moyu has a deeper understanding of the dark void. The dark void was once one of the battlefields, and it was also the place where the power of the Black Blood Realm was chosen to invade. It was filled with energy from the Black Blood Realm both here and outside. If the Great World runes are intact, the Great World will inevitably expel all these powers. But now that the runes of the Great World have been seriously damaged, there is no more power left to clear out the power of the Black Blood Great World. In addition to the Dark Void, there are still many places in the world where dark and large power areas remain. Lin Moyu even suspected that there were strong men from the Black Blood world who were still living and hiding. They seem to have the ability to put themselves into a state of sleep, in which life will not pass away until the right opportunity comes to revive them. Has the Black Blood realm really disappeared? Lin Moyu recalled the scene he saw in his own world sea. In the boundless ocean, the big world was moving forward alone. At that time, he did not see the existence of the Black Blood realm. Lin Moyu speculated at that time whether the Black Blood realm had left. After the two worlds collided, they fought a war and then moved away from each other. But now in the Dark Void, Lin Moyu feels that the big world has not gone far. The scene where he first came into contact with a strong man from the Black Blood realm rolled through his mind. It was in the secret realm. Because of his original magic, he was almost killed by the strong man from the Black Blood realm through the air. The Black Blood realm is still there, but they don't have any. It's just where he went and why he can't be seen in the Boundary Sea. The Black Blood world is hidden, and they will not let it go easily. If there is a blood feud between various races and the human race, then there is also a feud between the big world and the black world. No matter which one, only one side can survive in the end. Lin Moyu feels that things are becoming more complicated and troublesome. There are many things intertwined together, and it has become a mess that is difficult to sort out. Crossing the Dark Void at the fastest speed, getting closer and closer to the human race. Please give me flowers. Finally, Lin Moyu felt a hint of Renhuang network. However, he was still far away from the human star territory at this time. He only felt the aura of the human Emperor network, but was far from being able to communicate with the human Emperor network. Lin Moyu stopped in the darkness, took out a square formation disk, and quickly activated it. The array disk bloomed with brilliant light, traveling through the void and disappearing into the endless darkness. The formation disk was activated, and the power of the human Emperor network was temporarily drawn over. Lin Moyu waited for several minutes until the aura of Renhuang network was strong enough before formally communicating with him, Huang Huang. W. The response of Renhuang network was very rapid. After using the formation to attract the power of the human Emperor network, communication is no longer a problem, but the human Emperor network cannot interfere with reality. Lin Moyu said, "Which saint is here?" Soon Holy Lord Hao's voice sounded, "I'm here." While Wu Xingzuan was speaking, there was another voice vaguely calling from behind, "I'm here too, I'm here too." Lin Moyu could not help but smile when he heard that it was Xiao Wu's voice. Wu Xingzuan asked, "Little friend Lin, were you responsible for what happened to the Qinghe tribe and the Hanshui tribe?" Although they were 9 sure, they still had to confirm it with Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu quickly told what he had done recently, and at the same time asked about the human race's recent actions. Saint Hao had nothing to hide and told them about spreading the Ghost Clan. At the same time, he also told Lin Moyu that this was just to attract attention. Lin Moyu also didn't expect that he would cooperate with the saints without knowing it. Lin Moyu asked, "Senior, how much do you know about the Ghost Tribe?" Wu Xingzuan said, "I don't know much about it. I only know that there is such a race. There is not much information about the ghost race in our human race. A lot of the information was lost 100,000 years ago. I have asked people to share the information related to the Ghost Tribe with you." Lin Moyu received a piece of information. He quickly checked it and took it to heart. Wu Xingzuan asked, "When do you plan to come back?" Xiao Wu's voice also sounded, "When will the master come back? Remember to bring a gift for Xiao Xue." Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile. "I won't come back for the time being. Since you have found such a good identity for me, I will make good use of my identity as a ghost clan and do something else." Saint Hao was not surprised by Lin Moyu's decision, and he would not interfere. From the beginning, he advocated letting Lin Moyu grow up freely. As long as they, the seniors, silently support him behind the scenes, it is enough. In the great disaster 100,000 years ago, the human race lost too much data. Either stolen or erased, a lot of information has been completely damaged. At that time, the human race did not have the Human Emperor network, so if those materials were lost, they were lost. Today, there is very little information about the ghost race from the human race. In the only information available, the ghost tribe is very powerful. They once fought for the human race and suppressed rebellions of various tribes. Several races were wiped out by it, and its fighting methods were somewhat similar to its own. Later, the Ghost Clan disappeared for unknown reasons until they reappeared many years ago. Every time they appear, the Ghost Tribe will cause a killing. Their target seems to be not only alien races, but also human races. From the Ghost Clan's past, Lin Moyu carefully analyzed it, and combined with the last words of the Holy Talisman Tianzuan, he asked himself to find the Ghost Clan. Lin Moyu got a bold guess that the ghost race was a race created by a certain deity during the ancient 910 period. This race has extremely strong combat effectiveness and is also good at manipulating the power of the void, which is why this result is achieved. The power of the void is so terrifying that even the Holy Lord cannot fight against it. Even he still has a trace of virtual power now. If he encounters the ghost tribe, he may be dead. No wonder the Holy Talisman Tianzuan asked me to wait until after the Holy Lord before looking for the ghost tribe. It turns out that he knows everything. Is the Heavenly Lord who created the Ghost Clan still there? Has he passed away like the other Heavenly Lords? The Tianzuan who can use the power of void to create a race is a top powerhouse even among the Tianzans. However, since the Holy Talisman Tianzuan asked him to go to the Ghost Tribe after reaching the Holy Lord, there must be a reason. A stream of consciousness swept over and landed on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu looked around and sensed that there were a large number of starry beasts in the void, flying towards him. The power of the formation disk attracted the attention of the starry sky beast. In the endless darkness, the formation disk was like a blazing flame, which was very eye-catching. Although the giant beasts in the starry sky are powerful, most of them have no intelligence and only act based on instinct. Lin Moyu put away the array disc calmly. He did not take these starry sky beasts seriously. It's okay if you don't come. Now that you're here, don't leave. You'll become the nourishment for the Hell of Bones. After the Bone Hell reaches the 8th level of the god, it incorporates the law of immortality, and the power of combining reality and reality is greatly increased, and the requirements for promotion are also greatly increased. After that, the dozens of galaxies of the Hansui tribe were like a drop in the bucket, and their improvement to the Bone Hell was minimal. Lin Moyu doesn't mind it at all now. The more nutrients, the better. Dozens of giant starry beasts came from all directions. The weakest was the 1st level god, and the strongest was only the 3rd level god. Lin Moyu said with a little disappointment, "It's too weak, it's not even enough to fill the gap between teeth." Such a little starry sky beast is really a drop in the bucket. Lin Moyu felt that even if he swallowed all the starry sky beasts in the dark void, he would not necessarily be promoted to hell again. The Hell of Bones emerged, instantly covering all the starry sky beasts that approached. Terrifying sounds resounded in hell, accompanied by the frightened roars of the starry sky beasts. A few seconds later, the Bone Hell disappeared, and the starry sky beast also disappeared, and the starry sky completely returned to calm. After devouring dozens of god-level starry sky beasts, the skeleton hell remained calm and motionless. Lin Moyu's eyes swept across the dark void. "There is no rush for now, I will deal with you later. Anyway, the starry sky beast here will not escape, and there is plenty of time to slowly clean it up." Lin Moyu's eyes were cold and disappeared into the darkness. Since the Hansui tribe disappeared without a sound, the world seemed to have fallen into silence again. The demon clan set up barriers for each clan as quickly as possible, leaving enough to prevent attacks from the ghost clan. With stronger barrier protection, all races seem to feel more at ease. Only the Blood Ox Holy Lord has no hope in his heart. He got news from the holy monkey ox and knew how terrifying the ghost tribe was. As long as he encounters it, even he will have to run for his life, not to mention the so-called powerful barrier of the demon clan, which is useless. But he couldn't say these words. As long as he said them, the alliance of hundreds of clans would inevitably be shaken. The human race will also take advantage of the situation and attack fiercely to defeat them one by one. There seem to be many tribes, but few of them can actually confront the human race head-on. Even the demon clan, it is difficult for a clan to fight against humans alone. Most of the weak races are just cannon fodder in the eyes of the powerful races. The demon clan and the golden eagle clan obviously understood this. While the demon clan was setting up the barrier, the golden eagle clan led a coalition of hundreds of tribes to launch a more violent attack on the human race. At least on the surface, let the humans feel that they are united. The alliance of hundreds of clans has surpassed the human race in terms of numbers. In the several collisions in recent years, the human race has lost more than it has won. However, they felt that this was a deliberate show of weakness by the human race. Every time the human race failed, they retreated very quickly, and in fact they did not suffer much loss. They didn't dare to pursue them, because the defense of the human star field was too strong. Formations were densely covered in the starry sky. If they dared to rush over, they would be severely damaged. But they also know that continuing to be entangled like this is not an option. The demon clan once proposed an idea that they could concentrate their forces to attack a star field. As long as one star field is breached, there will be loopholes in the human race's defense system. But the premise is that they must be caught by surprise, and the most powerful force of each clan can attack them in one fell swoop. Originally, this plan was already being prepared, but the sudden appearance of the Ghost Clan disrupted the plan. Part of the Demon Clan's forces have now set up barriers for each clan, and this raid plan can only be postponed. The Shimu clan is located at the edge of the space within the domain, very far away from the human star domain. It can be said to be the furthest clan. If you draw a straight line on the star map, the nearest human star field that the Shimu tribe reaches should be the Qinglong star field. You have to pass through 7 races to get there. The Shimu tribe is a plant-based race. They are surrounded by other races and seem to feel very safe. In terms of strength, the Shimu tribe is very weak, almost the same as the Hansui tribe. He occupies 86 galaxies, but each galaxy is small, not large in scale, and has scarce resources. The Shimu tribe was once powerful. 100,000 years ago, it was very close to the powerful tribe. At that time, it was very close to the human race. Later, he was killed by Xiao Zhantian and completely disabled. At the weakest level of 2.8, there was not even a god in the Shimu clan. Originally, such a race was no longer qualified to live in this cruel world. Fortunately, they still had some uses. The Shimu tribe is rich in a fruit called Shimu fruit. Shimu fruit contains huge vitality and is a fruit that all ethnic groups need. Therefore, several stronger races nearby raised them in captivity to produce Shimugo specifically for themselves. Even this alliance of hundreds of tribes does not include the Shimu tribe. The once powerful Shimu tribe has now become slaves kept in captivity by others. Their life seems stable but is actually extremely miserable. Lin Moyu sat on the battleship, made a big circle, sailed along the junction between the inside and outside of the territory, and came to the territory of the Shimu tribe from the rear. You should have perished 100,000 years ago. After living for an extra 100,000 years, your luck is over. There is no demonic barrier here, Lin Moyu easily flew in. After a few months, the god of death came again. It's true that persimmons are only soft when pinched, but Lin Moyu doesn't pick soft persimmons specifically. He came for the Shimu fruit, or to be more precise, he came for the Shimu ancestral tree. Shimu Gua contains a strange power that is useful to many races, but useless to humans. Lin Moyu needs the Shime fruit because he wants to get something from the Shime fruit. The Shimu tribe is very special. In the human race's information, the information about the Shimu tribe was classified as top secret. In ancient times, humans have done research on Shimugwa. It is precisely because of the extremely secret state of the information that during the catastrophe 100,000 years ago, the human race still kept this information intact, and no other foreign race got it. Other races only think that Shimugwa can help them practice and improve their cultivation, but they have no idea of the real use of Shimugwa. Lin Moyu came outside a galaxy, and his eyesight was raised to the limit. He saw the situation on the galaxy and even the situation inside the planet clearly. On a living planet, about half of the land is covered with a strange kind of tree. These trees bear fruits one after another, which are simulatus. There are many Shimu people nearby who are taking care of these trees and picking ripe Shimu fruits. 17. When picking off the Shimu fruits, there will be inexplicable hatred in the eyes of these Tida people. But they are well hidden and will not be discovered by outsiders. Only those who know the inside story will understand where the hatred of the Shimu people comes from. The Shimu tribe is very special. There is no gender distinction in their tribe. Each Shimu tribesman is both a father and a mother, and they reproduce sexually. These trees look like trees, but they are actually clones of the Shimu tribe, and the Shimu fruits above are their children. How could the Shimu people not hate the fact that their own children were picked off with their own hands and became the fruit of others? But in order to survive, they had to send Shimu out. In the past 100,000 years, I don't know how many Shimu fruits and children I have given away. A pitiful race, but also an insidious race. A sneer appeared at the corner of Lin Moyu's mouth. Others didn't know about the Shimu clan, but he knew it. Shimu fruit contains a kind of strange energy. After being eaten and absorbed by people, on the one hand, it can improve the realm of cultivation. On the other hand, it may form a seed in the body. This seed is very secret and will not be discovered. Unless the saint ate the simulatus, it would be possible to discover the existence of the seeds. People who have eaten Shimu fruit and are forming seeds are called seed recipients by the Shimu people. Every word and deed of the recipient will be known to the Shimu tribe. It should be said that the father of this star will be informed. For countless years, the Shimu people seem to have been blocked here and were constantly oppressed. In fact, they know everything about what is happening outside. Around the Shimu tribe, there are surveillance networks composed of several races to monitor them. After all, the Shimu clan was once very strong, even stronger than them. If the Shimu clan rises again one day, they will be the unlucky ones. Fortunately, for 100,000 years, the Shimu tribe has been very honest and obedient, and has no other ideas in order to continue to survive. 50,000 years ago, the Shimu tribe finally seized an opportunity and sent some Shimu tribe members out, leaving the territory and heading outside the territory. The Shimu tribe hopes that they can form a new branch outside the territory, develop well, and eventually come back. At that time, the human race had not yet recovered its vitality. There were a large number of human races looking for opportunities in extraterritorial space. The human race was in a state of frantically increasing their strength, and the whole clan was extremely crazy. Those of the Shimu tribe who escaped were unfortunately bumped into by the human god, and he was also a peak god, and was destroyed on the spot. But the Shimu tribe didn't know about this. In order to keep it secret, they cut off all contact. He didn't know that the only hope he had sent out was gone. Lin Moyu came here, firstly, to eradicate the Shimu tribe, who fought thousands of years ago. The second is to cut off the cause and effect, get rewards from the ruins of the great world, and achieve enlightenment again. The third is for the Shimu ancestral tree. As long as you get the Shimu ancestral tree, you can control all Shimu seeds, which is equivalent to bringing countless eyes and ears to the human race. God knows how many Shimios have been given away and how many recipients they have received in 100,000 years. Lin Moyu guessed that the recipients are most likely to be found throughout the world, from all ethnic groups. Maybe even the human race has it. After all, Shimu fruit is useless to the human race, but it is not impossible for the curious to taste it. The hell of bones flew out and enveloped a galaxy in its life. Screams rang out, and the Shimu people on the living planet were quickly devoured, and all the Shimu trees were burned into juice and merged into the river of hellfire. The flames of hell will not reject anyone who comes, and everything can be burned into juice and sent to the river of hellfire. Lin Moyu brings death to various galaxies. 86 galaxies completely disappeared from the starry sky in less than half a month. But this time is different from before. Because of the special characteristics of the Shimu tribe, there are at least 4 races nearby monitoring them. After these monitors discovered the anomalies in the Shimu clan, they were all frightened. They saw only a gray cloud of gas surrounding the galaxy, and then the galaxy disappeared. Because Lin Moyu used the law of space, he disappeared and was difficult for others to find. There is a gray mist surrounding the skeleton hell, making it difficult to see clearly unless you get close. There are also people who are brave enough to come over. When they get close, the hell of bones will suddenly grow in size and swallow them up. As long as anyone dares to come close, without exception, they will become the nourishment of the hell of bones. Lin Moyu is very bold. He wants to tell all races in his own way that the ghost race really exists. The races under surveillance reported the situation in panic. After all, unlike the human race who have the Human Emperor's network, their news spreads a bit slowly. When the news reached the ears of the saints of all tribes, Lin Moyu was already standing in front of the ancestral star of the Shimu tribe. On the ancestral planet, a giant Shimu tree with a height of 100,000 meters towers over the sky and the earth. This is the Shimu ancestral tree. As long as 013 gets it and uses some secret methods, he can control all the Shimu fruits sent out. In that case, there will be countless more groups in the human race. For safety reasons, Lin Moyu chose to do it himself this time. The skeleton hell is too dangerous and may kill the ancestral tree of Shimu. The hell of bone still envelopes the galaxy, turning it into a prison. The nearby monitors have been wiped out by Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu fell from the sky generously and landed directly in front of the Shimu ancestral tree. The 6 rare gods among the Shimu tribe looked at Lin Moyu with great vigilance. The 6 gods are all high-level gods, and their realm is far superior to Lin Moyu. But none of them dared to take action. Even if Lin Moyu had broken into their forbidden area, they still did not dare to take action. There is only one reason, because Lin Moyu is a human race. Once killed by Xiao Zhantian, even after 100,000 years, the Shimu tribe is still full of fear of the human race. Seeing these high-level deities looking timid, Lin Moyu felt that there was really no need for this race to exist. Finally, one of the gods had the courage to issue a potion to Lin Moyu. Human race, what are you doing here? Lin Moyu said, kill you and take the ancestral tree. His tone was extremely calm. Lin Moyu was still looking at the Shimu ancestral tree as he spoke, without even looking at the gods. He didn't care at all about the feelings of the high-level gods of the Shimu tribe, and didn't take them seriously at all. This is also true, there is nothing interesting about dead people. Anger rose, and the 6 high-level gods were so angry that their whole bodies trembled. Since when did a guy with a 3rd level of divine respect come to them so boldly and threaten to kill them? This is the ancestral star of the Shimu clan, not the ancestral star of the human race. But they still didn't take action, and a god roared, don't think that because you are a human being, you can do whatever you want. Lin Moyu chuckled lightly, with a little disdain, it seems that your morale has been lost. Being fought by Xiao Zhantian, even the fighting spirit was wiped out. Originally, 50,000 years ago, you tried every means to free some of your tribe members, thinking that you were trying to make a comeback. Now it seems that even if those people are still alive, it is useless. Lin Moyu's words stunned the 6 people on the spot. This matter was extremely secretive. Even among the Shimu tribe, only a few people knew about it. But how did Lin Moyu know? And he said it so nonchalantly. You, how did you know? Who are you? What did you do to those tribesmen? 3 questions in a row came from 3 gods. It can be heard from the voices that they are scared and frightened. Lin Moyu's words frightened them. Lin Moyu said, "Perhaps you can meet each other soon." His tone was still calm, without any disturbance. But when it fell into the ears of the six gods, it was like a bolt from the blue. They are not stupid, otherwise they would not be able to cultivate high-level gods. They completely understood Lin Moyu's words, and despair grew from the bottom of their hearts. Finally, someone couldn't stand it any longer, let out a roar, and charged towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu said with a smile on his face, "I finally lost my temper, but it's a pity it's too late." Gray mist surged out of his body, and the hell of bones emerged at will, swallowing up the god. Like wolves and tigers, the evil spirits from hell pounced on the opponent and began to gnaw crazily. The screams came one after another, and in the blink of an eye, the deity died. After easily killing a high-level god, Lin Moyu seemed to have done something insignificant. "Next, it's your turn. But you can rest assured that I still have use for the Shimu ancestral tree and will keep it for the time being. Whenever it is no longer useful, I will send it down to accompany you." The remaining 5 high-level gods were completely in despair. One of them trembled. "Can you really not let us go?" Lin Moyu shook his head. 100,000 years ago, when you invaded the human race, you should have thought that today would happen. You don't need to resist. The more you resist, the harder it will be. You have worked so hard over the years to create so many recipients, so there is no need to give fruits to others in the future. The high-ranking god spoke again. "You are a human being who has come to seek revenge. We all suffer and will not resist. But can you agree to our last request?" Lin Moyu nodded. "Let's talk about it. Maybe I will agree. Can I please save you and let our ancestral tree go? You can take him away, but please don't destroy him. This is the last trace of our Shimu clan in the world. Save you." Several people knelt down towards Lin Moyu. 5 requests from high-level deities before their death made Lin Moyu slightly moved. "Let me think about it." He did not agree directly, but it made him feel that something was wrong. Silently, the soul power wrapped around the Shimu ancestral tree, not only the tree body, but also the tangled branches and a large number of branches. No matter how you play the skeleton hell, Lin Moyu's soul will be used as the boundary and no harm will be done to Nozuki Tsumuji. The soul power flowed and enveloped the Shimu ancestral tree, and Lin Moyu suddenly let out a light sigh. He actually felt a trace of vitality from the ancestral tree. In its deepest depths, a life is gestating. Advertisement. The ancestral tree is reborn? The ancestral Shimu tree has died long ago, and its function now is more like a magic weapon, with which all Shimu fruits can be manipulated. After all, it is the origin of the Shimu clan and the ancestor of the entire Shimu clan. Its blood flows through all the Shimu clan people. It is also the spiritual totem of the Shimu people and is worshipped by people every day. Lin Moyu sensed carefully, and with his supersensitive soul, he sensed the unusualness of this life form. It is undeniable that this life form is very powerful, has extremely strong vitality, and is stronger and longer than the god. Because the ancestral tree wraps it, it cannot be felt by the outside world at all. He may have been in the other side state since he was born, which is simply an incredible existence. Even the Dragon Clan seems impossible to reach this level. At the same time, Lin Moyu felt deep resentment and anger in his living body. Lin Moyu gradually understood the origin of this life form. He was a killing spirit that was conceived by gathering the grievances of countless Shimu people and using the body of the Shimu ancestral tree. This kind of life form is extremely powerful and is born to be the other side. The realm may not exist, but he can have the combat power of the other side realm, even stronger than the ordinary other side realm, which is a bit unreasonable. But the disadvantage is that he only knows how to kill and has no wisdom. He is more like a killing weapon than a real living being. The Shimu tribe gave birth to such a life form in the Shimu ancestral tree just for killing. They want to kill all the races that oppress them, which naturally includes the human race. If he really kept the ancestral tree and brought it back to the human race. One day, the life form inside arrived, bringing with it the resentment of the Shimu tribe, and the surrounding humans would surely suffer. I don't know how many people will die by then. A smile appeared on the corner of Lin Moyu's mouth, and his eyes became colder. He whispered, "Don't worry, I will keep your ancestor." As soon as these words came out, smiles appeared in the eyes of the 5 high-level gods. But Lin Moyu continued, "The ancestral tree is still useful to me, but the things nurtured in it will not be retained." As soon as these words came out, the expressions of the 5 high-level gods changed drastically, and the 5 of them rushed towards Lin Moyu like crazy. Countless mist surged out of Lin Moyu's body, instantly covering them and the entire planet. Screams rang out, and the 5 high-level gods were surrounded by evil spirits from hell. No matter how they attacked, it was of no avail. The evil spirit from hell of the 8th level of the god soon tore them into pieces. Not only them, but all the Shimu tribesmen on the planet were spared. Even the planet itself, Lin Moyu has to pack up and take away. A few minutes later, there were no more survivors on the planet, and all that was left was the barren land. The containment talisman array flew out, Lin Moyu unceremoniously packed up the entire galaxy, and then he disappeared into the starry sky. 2 days later, the powerful men from the 100 Clans Alliance arrived belatedly. But the result was still the same as before, nothing was found. Lin Moyu did it very cleanly without leaving any traces. However, this time there were a few more witnesses. Through their descriptions, Mo Wang Zhao, and the recorded images, we learned some information about the Ghost Tribe. The Demon Lord of the Abyss whispered, "It turns out that this is the Ghost Tribe. The whole body is shrouded in mist, and the situation inside cannot be seen." The Black Gold Saint of the Golden Eagle clan whispered, "Wherever the mist passed, even the galaxies disappeared. It is really just like the records. Wherever the Ghost Clan passed, nothing existed. It can be seen that the 2 of them are very vigilant, and it is obvious that the Ghost Tribe makes them feel at ease. In particular, the Ghost Tribe comes and goes without a trace. Every time it devours a galaxy, it disappears and then reappears in the next galaxy." There was a trace of terror in the eyes of Saint Bloodox, and he breathed hot air, "So this is the Ghost Tribe." The Abyss Demon Lord said, "Now that there are traces of the Ghost Clan, we should change from passive to active and see if we can kill them." The Black Gold Saint felt that what the Abyss Demon Lord said made sense. "I agree with what the Abyss Demon Lord said." The Blood Ox Holy Lord's face changed drastically. Why did he turn from passive to active? Did he take the initiative to seek death? But he couldn't say it. Through that terrifying master, the 2 holy lords of the Bull Demon clan have become convinced of the terror of the Ghost Clan. Ordinary supreme beings would shy away from the Ghost Tribe when they see them, but holy masters would definitely die if they saw them. This sentence alone is enough to show how terrifying the Ghost Tribe is. He does have a trump card that can kill all ethnic groups. But he is also just a saint, and his trump card is useless against the Ghost Tribe. Now the Abyss Demon Lord and the Black Gold Saint Lord are discussing how to deal with the Ghost Tribe. He feels that these 2 guys are looking for death. But he couldn't say that Holy Lord Bloodox was very anxious. The Demon Lord of the Abyss glanced over, "Holy Lord Bloodox, do you have any good ideas?" The Bloodox Holy Lord pretended to think, "At present, there is no good solution. The Ghost Clan appears and disappears, and no one knows where he will appear next time. First it was the Qinghe tribe, the Hansui tribe, and this time it was the Shimu tribe. These 3 races are completely unrelated and their positions are very different." The Black Gold Saint said, "Actually, there is some relationship. They are all located at the edge of the domain, very close to the extraterritorial space." The Demon Lord of the Abyss said in a cold voice, "Yes, this is what the 3 races have in common. I guess that the Ghost race has actually been operating along the border between the outside and inside the domain, so the 3 times they attacked, they all chose races on the edge." The Black Gold Saint continued, "In addition to the same geographical area, these 3 tribes have one thing in common. They do not have other shores." The Abyss Demon Lord agreed with him. The Black Gold Saint is right. This is another common point, so it can be guessed that the ghost race can sense the strength of each race, and they will choose the weaker race to attack. It can be inferred from this that the ghost tribe is not as strong as we thought, but his actions are too mysterious. If we can capture them head-on, we may not be able to deal with them. The two saints sang in harmony and spoke plausibly. If he hadn't received the warning from that adult, even the blood oxen Holy Lord would have been almost convinced. But now, no matter what they say, Xuanyo feels untrustworthy. He just went along with it, intending to do nothing but run away if the opportunity arose. The demon lord of the abyss whispered, "I think the human race has a saying that is right. Before fighting against the outside world, you must first settle the internal affairs. If we want to work together to deal with the human race, we must first deal with the ghost race. If there is no internal stability, why are we talking about killing the murderers together?" His words were the final word and determined the next course of action of the alliance of hundreds of clans. Then the alliance of hundreds of clans began to make arrangements for the ghost tribe, laying out various defensive measures and closely monitoring them. As long as the ghost tribe dares to appear again, several saints will take action immediately to deal with the ghost spirit tribe. The blood oxen Holy Lord listened to their discussion and rarely expressed an opinion. He just thought about how he would escape and what posture he would use to escape if he really encountered the ghost tribe. In the human divine city, Tian Xingzuan looked at the battle situation that had just been transmitted back from the Human Emperor Network. It seems that the news we released has worked. Under the leadership of Lin Xiaoyu, the alliance of hundreds of clans has begun to make arrangements against the Ghost Clan, and the pressure on the front line has been reduced a lot. Saint Hao was drinking tea with a smile on his face. I had expected it a long time ago. It will be like this, so be it. Let's take this opportunity to take the initiative and let those little guys have a good temper. Tian Xingzun said, "The battlefield is the most training for people. Although our casualties have been higher than in previous years, the speed of cultivation has also accelerated, and many talents worth cultivating have emerged in the clan. In recent years, the human race has been at war with the alliance of 100 races all year round, and many geniuses have emerged in the battle. They have been marked by Renhuang Network and focused on training. The Temple of War has also attracted many people from them to inherit the secret techniques in the Temple of War and further enhance their combat effectiveness. The resilience of the human race is much stronger than that of other races, especially when faced with pressure. It performs even more amazingly. Delaying for a little longer is not a bad thing for the human race. Now the human race needs to change from passivity to initiative and start to take the initiative. In this way, the pressure faced by the alliance of hundreds of races will increase. Both sides have their own calculations, constantly making arrangements and changing strategies. Lin Moyu, who was regarded as a member of the Ghost Clan, was still intoxicated in his own cultivation. Shortly after he left the Shimu tribe, the reward of the Great World Rune arrived as expected. Lin Moyu felt the joy of the Great World Rune again, and the cause and effect entangled with it became less. As a member of the Big World, Lin Moyu also felt relaxed. With the rewards from the Great World, he successfully entered the state of enlightenment, and the time for enlightenment increased compared to the last time, reaching 3 days. After 3 days of enlightenment, most of the time was spent practicing the laws of time, and part of it was practicing the laws of space. The degree of control of the two laws has increased again, from 22% to 24%. Like last time, the improvement is still only 2%. Although the time for enlightenment has increased by 1 day, which is an increase of 50% compared to the last time, the degree of understanding of the law has not changed. It is still 2%. The reason is that there is resistance in the state of enlightenment, which Lin Moyu calls Tao poison. There are still residual powers from the first 2 enlightenments, and these powers accumulate like poison, affecting the effect of this enlightenment. Lin Moyu spent a lot of effort to combine the 2 methods. But we can't continue. We have to wait for a while to digest the remaining toxicity of enlightenment. Enlightenment 3 times in a short period of time made Lin Moyu feel the sequelae of enlightenment. This also shows that everything has 2 sides, even the best pills are toxic. Lin Moyu sensed the remaining Tao poison in his body. He could feel that the Tao poison was dissipating slowly, very slowly, but fortunately it was very stable. After some careful estimation, I got a rough number. It will take about 50 years. 50 years later the Tao poison will completely dissipate. Then go back first and spend 50 years understanding the runes. The warship sailed silently in the starry sky, traveling along deep space and quickly across vast distances. Just 1 month later, Lin Moyu returned to the Dark Void. Then he left the battleship and traveled through the Dark Void alone. The control degree of space laws reaches 24%, the control of laws is stronger, and the sense of space becomes more and more keen. Now every step can reach 50 million kilometers, 1 step per second. At the level of gods, only the gods of the Golden Eagle clan can compare with them when launching space jumps. But the flexibility of space laws is far beyond what the Golden Eagle clan can compare with. If the law of time is activated again, the time will be doubled, 2 steps per second, and the speed can reach 100 million kilometers. Taking a step further, by integrating the two laws, the effect of the space law is doubled again, and the speed reaches an astonishing 200 million kilometers per second. Crossover. For ordinary galaxies, Lin Moyu only needs a few steps. It's just that the effect of the fusion of the two laws is still not as good as the 3-light talisman. If the 3-light talisman is used, the speed can reach 450 million kilometers per second. This kind of speed has far left the ordinary other shore realm behind. There are only some people from the other side who are good at speed, and it is always possible to compare with Lin Moyu. Although it is still slower than Wings of the Dead, it is more flexible and can be used in actual combat. He tried to draw stronger runes, but unfortunately he did not succeed. Although his understanding of runes has improved a lot, the 3-light rune is still the current limit. If he wants to draw stronger time and space runes, he needs to go further in his attainments in runes. Time twisted around Kong, and Lin Moyu disappeared and appeared, traveling through the Dark Void silently. In the Divine City, at the entrance of the Central Hall, there are the Heavenly Saint, the House Saint and the Fu Saint. The 3 great saints of the human race were waiting there, looking towards the sky. Behind Haosheng, Xiao Wu was still playing with a new toy. In Xiao Wu's hands, the laws swirled like streams, forming delicate and small whirlpools. Xiao Wu is very talented in cultivation, but she is more playful now. Saint Hao once took Xiao Wu to various galaxies and collected a large number of toys. Xiao Wu would change toys to play with when she was not practicing, and she could play with them for a long time. Open your mouth. Human Emperor, where is Xiao Yulin? Tian Xingzuan suddenly. The voice of Renhuang Network sounded, we'll be there in a few minutes. The Human Emperor Network monitors the entire human race. Since Lin Moyu from the moment they returned, the Human Emperor Network had already informed several saints. Fu Xingzuan said, little friend Lin said he wanted to give us a surprise, but I don't know what it is. Saint Hao's eyes rolled. Actually, it's not difficult to guess. Think about it. What did Xiao Yulin do during this trip? What did you do? It was nothing more than turning into a ghost and destroying the Qinghe, Hanshui, and Shimu tribes. Then smooth it out. Tian Xingzun said, I don't know what means Lin Xiaoyu used to bring back so many planets. Fu Xingzuan realized later, what you mean is that Lin Xiaoyu did not destroy the planet, but brought it back. If not? Wu Xingzuan smiled and said, Xingzuan Fu, you don't have to study runes all the time. Sometimes you need to think about other things. Xingzuan Fu smiled, I'm not good at this kind of thing. Tian Xingzuan laughed out loud. Fu Xingzuan has been obsessed with runes all his life. You don't know what he is like. If you don't want to, just don't. It's better to keep it simple. Wu Xingzuan nodded. Perhaps it is because it is simple enough that Mr. Su can become Fu Xingzuan. Suddenly Xiao Wu, who was playing the game, shouted happily, the master is back. Silent words. As soon as he finished speaking, the 3 saints had already seen Lin. Lin Moyu appeared in the starry sky outside the Divine City, still 1,000,000 kilometers away from the Divine City. The next second, the three people's eyes moved down, and Lin Moyu had appeared in front of them. Owner. Xiao Wu happily threw away the toy, brushed over and hung on Lin Moyu like a koala. The eyes of Saint Tianzuan and Saint Hao were slightly shocked. Lin Moyu's actions just now shocked them. It's not because Lin Mo speaks too fast, it's because Lin Moyu ignored the defense of the Divine City. The Divine City was densely covered with various formations, but Lin Moyu ignored them. All kinds of performances showed Lin Moyu's strong control over the laws of space. Lin Moyu smiled and said, I have met Senior. Fu Xingzuan smiled and nodded, yes, the deity has reached the third level. Tian Xingzuan asked, congratulations, Xiao Yulin, for taking one step further in controlling the laws of space. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Senior, don't worry, it's impossible to break into the Divine City directly just relying on the law of space. I also used the law of time to achieve this effect. The laws of time and space merge to produce the power of time and space. The power of time and space is extremely magical. Lin Moyu is clearly in front of his eyes, but he feels that he is not at this time. Although there are many formations in the Divine City, the formations are dead objects after all, and they did not detect Lin Moyu. For these formations, Lin Moyu was not at the same time point as them, so naturally they would not be effective. After hearing Lin Moyu's answer, Tian Xingzuan breathed a sigh of relief. Otherwise, facing the controller of the laws of space, wouldn't the defense of the Divine City become a joke? Saint Hao looked at Lin Moyu with great satisfaction. What about the surprise you mentioned? At this, Lin Moyu waved his hand, and the containment talisman formations flew out one after another. Hundreds of talisman arrays hung in the air, shining brightly. Several saints stared at the talisman array in the sky. This is... Saint Fu's reaction was the most intense. He shouted excitedly, contain the talisman array. Lin Moyu said with a smile, Senior has good vision, it is indeed a containment talisman array. Tian Xingzuan also reacted at this time and asked anxiously to Fu Xingzuan, is this the containment talisman formation that we have been unable to study thoroughly? Fu Xingzuan responded categorically, yes, I can't mistake it, it is the containment talisman array. He asked Lin Moyu urgently, it is said that the containment talisman formation can trap the enemy when attacking, become invisible when retreating, and can accommodate all things, but is it true? Lin Moyu confirmed what Xingzuan Fu said, it is indeed true. The seniors will know it at a glance. Lin Moyu opened the talisman array, and as long as he used the power of his soul to penetrate it, he could see various situations inside the talisman array. Within the talisman array, endless spaces appeared, with planets inside. Each talisman array represents a galaxy, more than 300 galaxies, and they were packed and brought back by Lin Moyu. Come. Although 300 galaxies are not too many, they can at least accommodate a large number of humans and provide sufficient resources for hundreds of thousands of cultivators. Lin Moyu handed over all these containment talismans to the saints. This time the resources were placed in his hands and would not play any role. The saints will find a suitable place, release the galaxy, and transform it into an environment suitable for human survival. Lin Moyu then took out another containment talisman array. This is the ancestral tree of the Shimu clan. Seniors should know that as long as you control the ancestral tree of the Shimu clan, you can control all recipients. Tian Xingzuan's eyes lit up. Yes, this way, our human race will have many more eyes and ears. Wu Xingzuan asked, Lin Xiaoyu thinks it is better to leave the Shimu ancestral tree to someone who can control it. Lin Moyu looked at Fu Xingzuan and said, I don't bother you two masters, just leave this matter to Fu Xingzuan. Fu Xingzuan controls the human race's intelligence system, and it would be inappropriate to leave Shimu Zushu to him for further questioning. Lin Moyu was not worried that it would affect Xingzuan Fu's cultivation. After all, Xingzuan Fu was not alone. Behind him was the entire Su family and a large number of talisman masters. Fu Xingzuan said, no problem, just leave this matter to me. Lin Moyu continued, but before that, there is still a problem to be dealt with. The Shimu people gathered all their grievances and gave birth to a creature with the help of the ancestral tree. When this creature is born, it will probably reach the other side and cause a big disaster. If a creature from the other side appears, even if it is suppressed immediately, the aftermath of the battle will be enough to destroy the starry sky for hundreds of millions of miles around. If there are galaxies nearby, no one on those galaxies will be spared. However, the Shimu ancestral tree is still useful at this time. His body and soul are connected with the ancestral tree. If he kills the living beings directly, he will also destroy the Shimu ancestral tree. Fu Xingzuan thought for a moment. We can put it in an uninhabited galaxy, so even if a living being is born, there won't be any big problems. Lin Moyu said, I have thought about this matter, but not very much appropriate. This kind of strange creature born out of resentment is difficult to kill. If he escapes, it will be very troublesome. The implication is that even the Holy Lord may not be able to completely kill this kind of creature. No one knows what abilities this creature possesses. It is a creature that has gathered countless members of the Shimu tribe and has accumulated countless years of resentment. No one knows what special abilities it will have. This kind of bet is not easy to make. Saint Hao suddenly said, there is another way. There is a magic weapon in the treasure house called the Heart and Soul Stone. Tian Xingzuan's eyes also lit up fiercely. Yes, use the Heart and Soul Stone to control him. No matter what grievances he has, he can be used by our human race. Wu Xingzuan said, since he is a full-time killer, I think that letting Lao Sha control him may greatly increase Lao Sha's combat effectiveness. I wonder what Xiao Yulin thinks. Lin Moyu smiled and said, I have no objection. Lin Moyu just wanted to practice, so naturally he didn't want to worry about this kind of thing. He just brings the things back, and you guys can go fuck her. Heart Corpse. The Soul Stone was once a powerful magical treasure of the Soul Clan. After the human race conquered the Soul Clan, they acquired several pieces. In the following years, some were consumed, leaving only a few. The Soul Stone can be used to control souls, but with limitations. It needs to be used when the mind is like a bud not yet opened, and cannot be used on mature minds with developed intellect. The Soul Clan once used the Soul Stone to control the space beasts that were about to awaken their spiritual intelligence. And some, like the Red Star, a postnatal awakening intelligence flame, could also be controlled with the Soul Stone before awakening. The beings controlled by the Soul Stone are called the Soul Possessed. The Soul Clan once had a large army of Soul Possessed under their command. Now, using the Soul Stone to control the Shimu ancestral tree is indeed the best choice. Moreover, after discussion among the several Holy Masters, it was decided to be entrusted to the care of the System Holy Master who sleeps deeply in contemplation. Among the Holy Masters, except for the Symbol Holy Master, the Killing Holy Master has the weakest combat power. 373, but the Killing Holy Master is skilled in stealth and assassination, often able to play an unexpected role. If there were Soul Possessed to assist, the nation could properly manage the cultivation history of the realm. And according to Lin Mo's words, the creatures born within the Shimu ancestral tree can reach the other shore realm at birth. If properly nurtured for a while, they might possess the combat power of a Holy Master. The Symbol Holy Master looked at Lin Mo with bright eyes. The intention could not be clearer. He wanted to learn the containment symbol array, the simplest and crudest method. Lin Mo naturally would not keep secrets, but splitting symbols is not easy to learn, requiring high talent and a keen soul. Lin Mo did not know if the Symbol Holy Master could learn it. But before he could speak, the Symbol Holy Master suddenly bowed to Lin Mo. Master Lin, I earnestly request the teaching of the symbol array. Lin Mo was stunned. It was one thing for others to call him Master Lin, but for the Symbol Holy Master, the top symbol practitioner among humans, to do so, was it appropriate? This way, wouldn't his status be higher than that of a Holy Master? Then what about the Hao Holy Master and the Sky Holy Master? Lin Mo couldn't help feeling a bit overwhelmed. The Wu Holy Master and the Sky Holy Master suddenly laughed out loud. They were not surprised at all by the Symbol Holy Master's actions. Having known him for many years, they knew exactly what the Symbol Holy Master was like. The usually silent and reticent Symbol Holy Master, once it comes to symbols, is a complete fanatic, to the point of obsession. In his eyes, the distinction between seniors and juniors is not worth mentioning. This is the character of the Symbol Holy Master, and also his way. Wu Holy Master said, "Lin friend, don't mind the Symbol Holy Master's words. If you are willing to teach, just teach a bit, without any obligation." The Sky Holy Master also said, "What Housie said is right. It's not mandatory to teach, teasing him is also fine." The two were joking about the Symbol Holy Master, but Lin Mo couldn't do the same. After all, when he first encountered symbols, the Symbol Holy Master gave him a lot of help. Lin Mo said, "Symbol Holy Master, I have actually already organized the method for drawing the containment symbol array. It was originally meant for you." "But..." The Symbol Holy Master's eyes revealed ecstasy. "But what?" Lin Mo said, "But it involves the method of symbol splitting, which might be difficult to practice. You can try it first, and if there's anything unclear, you can ask me." Lin Mo spoke diplomatically, but everyone could understand. Obviously, it was not easy to learn. As he spoke, Lin Mo handed over a jade token, which had already recorded the method of symbol splitting, as well as the secret array formula. In fact, the containment symbol array is not difficult. The hard part is the symbol splitting. If one cannot achieve that, they cannot complete the containment symbol array. The Symbol Holy Master took the jade token, his soul swept over it, and his aura surged wildly. He immediately said, "Thank you, Master Lin. I will go study the symbol array now." After saying that, the Symbol Holy Master couldn't wait to rush to his cultivation room. In his view, with the support of the symbol array, his cultivation could progress by leaps and bounds. The How Holy Master said, "Only by being so engrossed in the way of symbols can one achieve the status of a Holy Master through the way of symbols." The Sky Holy Master said, "Indeed, without full dedication, how can one achieve the way?" Lin Mo did not speak. He was very clear that achieving the way through symbols was indeed difficult. If one only wants to achieve the way of a Holy Master, as long as the talent is decent and the effort is sufficient, the chances are not low. But if one aims to become supreme, then in addition to effort, talent and opportunity are also indispensable. As for becoming a Sky Master, without supreme talent, don't even think about it. Lin Mo knew that even if the path to godhood was not severed, the Symbol Holy Master's limit would only be supreme, and not as strong as the great ones. Not just the Symbol Holy Master, this was true for several of the Holy Masters among humans. Their rule worlds were not strong enough, barely reaching an ordinary level, not perfect, and having no chance with the Sky Master. The Sky Holy Master smiled, "This guy, still so eager." The How Holy Master was also in a good mood. "Lin friend, are you planning to go out this time you came back?" Lin Mo shook his head. "I plan to go into seclusion for a while, to study symbols and consolidate my foundation." The How Holy Master nodded. "In that case, I will take you to a place where you can cultivate without worry." Lin Mo also knew that his previous cultivation had damaged the cultivation rooms in the Divine City. And this time, studying symbols would inevitably involve experiments, and he didn't know how much disturbance it would cause. Indeed, the Divine City was not suitable. Xiao Wu obediently got down from Lin Mo's body. Lin Mo was going to cultivate, not suitable for taking along. Before leaving, Lin Mo specifically looked in the direction of Elder Yin. There, formations rose, and it seemed that the Lizard God War Palace could still be seen, indicating Elder Yin was still researching. Anyway, the Lizard God War Palace was not in use for the time being, so let him continue his research. After leaving the Divine City with How Holy Master, they quickly accelerated. The How Holy Master, as a Holy Master, was inherently fast to the extreme. Even without using spatial laws, his speed was only faster than Lin Mo's. The laws around him were all distorted, leaving only the power of rules. With the strong power of rules, the How Holy Master forcefully tore through space. Seeing this, Lin Mo immediately used the time law, boosting his speed to 100 million kilometers per second. But even so, he still couldn't keep up with the How Holy Master. He merged the laws of time and space, forming the power of spacetime, and then increased his speed further. His speed reached 200 million kilometers per second, and only then could he barely keep up with the How Holy Master. Lin Mo knew this was already his fastest speed in a normal state. If he wanted to speed up further, he would either have to use the three lights symbol or the wings of the undead. The How Holy Masters said, the power of spacetime, really not bad. He was a bit envious, but more appreciative. Lin Mo said, Senior flatters me, I've only just touched the surface. The How Holy Master said, I tried to comprehend it before, let alone the time law, even the edge of the space law I couldn't touch. You actually managed to comprehend and merge two laws, so you're being too modest, it's really good. In this era, if your talent is considered second, who dares to claim first? Lin Mo said, you're too kind. The How Holy Master laughed, right, you're correct. Lin Mo asked, where are we going? He felt the direction was a bit off, as if they were heading towards the heart of the Godway domain. The Divine City's location was already central, but not the absolute center. The Divine City star domain is vast, the real center is a bit distant from the Divine City. The How Holy Master mysteriously said, you'll see. After learning about Lin Mo's speed, Hao Xingzuan no longer bothered to fly by himself and sat back in his own warship. Upon boarding the warship, the two discussed Lin Mo's journey. Lin Mo recounted his experiences among the Qinghe, Han Shui, and Shimu clans, and mentioned the starry sky giant tree in passing. Hao Xingzuan was shocked to hear that the starry sky giant tree was killed by Lin Mo, exclaiming, you actually encountered that guy. Lin Mo laughed, yes, I was lucky to have met him, and fortunately I did. Hao Xingzuan commented, the starry sky giant tree wields the law of space, it must have been difficult to kill. Lin Mo replied, it was manageable, mainly because you had injured it before, and it was still recovering from its wounds. Plus, I also understand the law of space, so I managed to kill it. Lin Mo spoke lightly of the feat, underestimating the difficulty known to Chu Xingho. Even he was not confident in slaying the starry sky giant tree, yet Lin Mo accomplished it. Lin Mo, merely a third-tier divine honor, had already reached such a terrifying level of true combat power. Lin Mo then spoke about the remnant rule worlds of the 100 Battles Supreme, recounting his experiences and shocking Hao Xingzuan deeply. Hao Xingzuan sighed, many of our human race die outside the realm every year. I didn't expect that so many would die at the hands of ancient sages. Lin Mo said, the 100 Battles Supreme died in battle in ancient times. His lingering soul turned into obsession, carrying his rule world, has been hunting those cowards who flee outside the realm for countless years. Knowing this, there's nothing we can do. It's just bad luck for those divine honors, but I've already communicated with him, hoping that there will be no more such incidents in the future. Hao Xingzuan replied, let's hope so. As they talked along the way, Lin Mo only spoke of things that should be said, without mentioning his search for the Red Star Supreme outside the realm, nor seeing the Boundary Sea, and of course, he would not tell Hao Xingzuan about the possible destruction of the Great World in 1400 years. Such matters are too despairing, and Chu Xingho would not want to burden anyone with this information. Still, these things need to be said, just not now, not to Hao Xingzuan. Lin Mo plans to consult with Elder Star first, then see how to handle it. Unconsciously, Lin Mo's perspective on issues has changed, surpassing the limits of Chu Xingho's position. His goal is no longer just to ensure the survival of the human race, but to ensure the survival of the entire great world. He sees farther and thinks more broadly. The warship finally arrived at its destination, and Lin Mo felt the formation diagram's festive energy. There were many beings of the Beyond Realm here, at least 30. Among the auras of the Beyond Realm, there was a particularly powerful force that moved Lin Mo. Leaving the warship, they approached the scene ahead. Millions of kilometers away, a mass of flames hung in the starry sky, the fire jumping violently, burning fiercely. The diameter of the flames exceeded 1,000,000 kilometers, appearing like a star, burning brightly. But Lin Mo recognized at a glance that the flames were not a star, but a mass of power that existed between the virtual and the real, a colossal heavenly sculpture. So this is the Human Emperor Network. Lin Mo couldn't help but exclaim. The power of the Human Emperor Network here was unprecedentedly strong, and the source of it all was this mass of flames. Having dealt with the Human Emperor Network, he was extremely familiar with its aura. Hao Xingzuan laughed. Yes, this is the essence of the Human Emperor Network. Feel free to look more. The Human Emperor has thick skin and won't be shy. Lin Mo carefully observed the Human Emperor Network. His soul's eye automatically activated, revealing countless law lines. He discovered that the Human Emperor Network was gathering almost all of the law lines in the world. Moreover, the power of the Human Emperor Network spread along these law lines to the outside world, covering the entire human star domain. Lin Mo had often thought about what could possibly entangle the Human Emperor Network so extensively and negatively. The most likely explanation was some kind of formation. But he never imagined that the Human Emperor Network utilized the law lines that inherently exist in the great world. It used the laws as its eyes and ears, weaving a region with the laws, turning it into its own territory. By this calculation, as long as the power of the Human Emperor Network is strong enough, it could cover the entire great world. Not just the human star domain, but even the entire inner domain space, and even the outer domain space, could be covered. Clearly, it is still far from the limit of the Human Emperor Network's reach. Outside the essence of the Human Emperor Network floated round jade stones. The stones were circular, about 100 meters in diameter, like cushions. On each stone, there were people, some alone, some in groups of 3 or 5, drinking tea and chatting. These people were all from the beyond realm of the human race. Lin Mo saw several acquaintances, Lady Yu, Elder Lin, and others. The beyond realm of the human race is not just limited to these 30-some people, this is just a part of them. Others are in the War God Hall, and some are in the army. The arrival of Hao Xingzuan and Lin Mo stirred a great commotion. Lady Yu greeted them with a bright smile. Hao Xingzuan, you've finally brought Lin friend over. Elder Lin, who was drinking tea with Lady Yu, also smiled. Lin friend, long time no see. Hao Xingzuan laughed. Let's go and greet everyone, and the two went over to mingle, engaging in warm greetings. The characters of the Beyond Realm powerhouses vary. Not everyone is as enthusiastic as Lady Yu. Most are quiet and reserved. They prefer to spend their time on cultivation rather than chatting. Occasionally, they would chat with familiar people. Hao Xingzuan had already explained to Lin Mo on the way here that the Beyond Realm powerhouses practicing could cause too much disturbance. Ordinary places were no longer suitable for their cultivation. Just a burst of aura could cause havoc. Even practicing in the void could affect passers-by. There had been many such incidents, so they arranged for the Beyond Realm to be here. Close to the essence of the Human Emperor Network, controlled by the network, ready to respond quickly in case of any issues. And with the Beyond Realm together, they could also engage in discussions and benefit each other. If any action was needed, the Human Emperor Network would directly activate teleportation, sending them off at the fastest speed. All in all, this arrangement was beneficial. Lin Mo was very humble. As a junior, he kept a low profile. The Beyond Realm powerhouses did not underestimate Lin Mo. Some of them knew of Lin Mo's astonishing combat power, and with a saint standing behind him, they had to give face to the saint. The atmosphere became very harmonious. Even those who usually remained silent paid close attention to Lin Mo's words. After a round of greetings, Lin Mo asked Lady Yu, I wonder how Yu Zhu is doing now. Lady Yu smiled. Don't worry, Lin friend, Yu Zhu is doing well at home. Although her cultivation talent is not top-notch, it's still very good, and I have announced that I will personally teach her. Lin Mo knew this was Lady Yu giving him face and immediately expressed his gratitude. I'm very thankful. Lady Yu said, Yu Zhu likes you a lot. Visit the Yu family when you have time. Lin Mo nodded. I will. After a few words, Chu Xingho and Lin Mo continued their way along the Human Emperor Network. They circled to the back of the Human Emperor Network's essence, where Lin Mo saw a huge practice room. You can practice here. Choose any room you like.